A Denver 7 investigation reported this week that internal emails show the Donald Trump campaign bears responsibility for many events that occurred at a speaking engagement in Colorado Springs. I know many of us are shocked. The emails show that the campaign knew the capacity of the venue and caused the elevator delay with the bypass key given to the campaign by the elevator manufacturer. We wish we were making this up. This is actually what was reported. Kristen, you see all these different stories associated with this event that happened in Colorado Springs several weeks ago. But at this point, this doesn't even register anywhere near on the Richter scale of Donald Trump controversy. This doesn't even get into the back page if there was supposed to be a newspaper of it. So does this make any difference to Colorado voters seeing the details that we know now?
It kind of does. I always scratch my head when campaigns make, an unforced error like this. You're in very friendly territory. When campaigns do things like blow people off, show up 2 hours late, not plan right, make people stand around with no water for a long time, all those people go home, and everybody they meet that was like, oh, you went out to the rally, how was it? And they go, oh, that so-and-so was hours late. Everybody at that fire department, everybody that got a ticket and then learns later that they knew that they wouldn't be able to get in, they're all really frustrated. So I think campaigns sometimes, and the lesson for local, you're right, this will not even be a footnote in the Trump story, but I think the lesson for politicians is to think about how you treat people or how you plan events and make sure that everybody there has a good experience, because they're going to spread that message to everybody they go home to.
Halisi, I imagine like in Colorado, like a lot of other places, there are a group that are going to vote one way, regardless of what story is going to come out, and a group that's going to vote the other way, regardless of stories. But there's that squishy middle that's still maybe kind of on the fence. Do stories like this affect that squishy middle?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I'm in Kurt Vonnegut's Harrison Bergeron, where everyone has just been dumbed down. And we have decided that if you're a D student, that's the person who should be president. We are in scary times here. And I am concerned that folks are not taking this seriously enough, and they think that Mr. Trump is the same as John McCain or Mitt Romney or even a George Bush, George W. And that's simply not the case. First of all, our fire department is always highly regarded. Everyone loves our fire department. And so to put them on the spot and to denigrate them on national television makes absolutely no sense, and just shows that he does not have the fortitude nor the temperament to really hold the highest office. I mean, can you imagine him negotiating with other world leaders? Seriously? Unbelievable.
It does cause question. Patty, the latest NBC News poll shows Trump down 14 points in Colorado. That was only 8 points a month ago, so it's getting worse, not better. I can't imagine this helps.
No, that elevator is definitely going down right now. If you wanted to do a commercial, an anti-Trump commercial in Colorado, really all you have to do is take the clip of him denigrating the fire marshal, a Republican, a good civic servant in Colorado Springs, being blamed for doing the job that he was supposed to do, and in fact that the campaign knew about. So between that and maybe some fun footage of him stuck in the elevator, it's all the ad you need.
David, you've been on record here at the show of being supportive of both candidates, really being a fan of both Hillary and Donald Trump. Is this just the latest footnote we're going to forget in a couple weeks, or does this actually have some staying power?
I think it has some in Colorado. And one thing the Channel 7 reported was the behind-the-scenes Trumper tantrum, where he said, if you don't let in more people above the fire code, I'm not going to show up. So what's going to happen then? Who knows what will happen then? But what a bogus thing to tell all those people who did wait in line and got in, you're just going to blow it off because the fire department wouldn't violate the fire safety laws for you. The Trump campaign is innovative in a sense because he's not the first presidential candidate who has had personality disorders, but he's the first one to try to affirmatively get them out there and make sure the public sees them very visibly day after day so that they dominate coverage, and all the flaws of his opponent, of which there are many, never make it into the top news. He'll always be at Donald's personality disorder manifestation of the day. In that poll you mentioned, when you ask about all four major candidates, he's down to 29%. Gary Johnson, who leads a ticket of former moderate Republican governors, has 15% in Colorado. 15% is the threshold
see that.
to be in the presidential debates. He's crossed that threshold in Utah. He's crossed it in Colorado now, and I think he will continue to cross it in more and more states. And given the revulsion widespread in this country against both major party candidates, I think he has a realistic chance of winning some electoral votes. And perhaps of saving the nation, because if you think, like I do, that Hillary Clinton would be a catastrophe for this country, then you got to vote for the only candidate who's got a chance of beating her, and that is Gary Johnson.